Are you sick of being uncertain, doubting yourself all the time, and looking to other people to confirm your feelings? Imagine being able to access a deep, unwavering confidence that comes from inside you. This confidence is so strong that no amount of fear, criticism, or challenge can break it. In this video, we'll look at the ancient wisdom of the famous samurai Miyamoto Musashi and learn 7 life-changing steps that will help you build real, long-lasting confidence. Step 1. Redefine confidence as self-trust. Self-trust is the first step to real security. It's not about acting like you know everything or giving the impression that you are perfect. Instead, it's the quiet confidence that you can handle any problems that come up. Miyamoto Musashi, the famous warrior who wrote the Book of 5 Rings, knew very well what it means to trust yourself. He stressed the importance of being self-reliant and having inner power, which come from practicing regularly and knowing yourself very well. Musashi thought that the way to mastery was to depend on one's own skills instead of outside conditions. He trusted his gut, his well-honed skills, and his unwavering attention in his duels. In the same way, you need to build trust with yourself in order to really feel confident. Start by keeping all of your promises, no matter how small they are. Start by making goals that are attainable and always meeting them. You have more faith in your skills when you keep the promises you make to yourself. Self-trust grows stronger when you use it regularly and follow through on your plans. Like if you say you'll get up early or work out, don't make reasons for not doing it. Small wins like these add up and give you a sense of inner dependability. Musashi taught that confidence is not the lack of fear or doubt, but the ability to rely on oneself when things are uncertain. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain, he wrote at one point. This helps us remember that confidence isn't a single trait. It's a way of thinking that comes from being able to change. Being able to trust yourself means that you know you can find another way even if the first one doesn't work. To really trust yourself, you have to be able to see and accept your flaws. No one is perfect, and trying to be perfect makes you less confident. Musashi believed that people should work on themselves, not try to be perfect. He was always getting better because he knew that growth was a journey that would last a lifetime. When you think of confidence as self-trust, you don't need other people's support or promises of success. You can face problems with confidence when you know that your worth is not based on how things turn out, but on your ability to get back up and try again. Being truly confident means always having faith in yourself. Step 2. Master emotional resilience. Emotional resilience means being able to get back on your feet after a loss and keep your balance when things get tough. Miyamoto Musashi, a famous person, said that controlling your feelings is key to building a strong sense of self-confidence. He thought that even when things were getting tough, the mind had to stay cool and focused. Emotional resilience means being self-aware and calm inside, staying grounded when life gets too much, and believing in your own strength to get through it. To become emotionally strong, you need to see mistakes and failures as chances to learn and grow. People can face problems with more strength and understanding if they reframe their experiences. Another important part of emotional resilience is being able to deal with worry and bad feelings. Mindfulness and meditation are helpful ways to do this. Musashi's idea of separation is also important for being emotionally strong. He taught that holding on to results or expectations only leads to pain. Instead, he said people should focus on their efforts and goals and let go of the need to control what happens in the outside world. This way of thinking not only boosts confidence, it also keeps the peace inside. To become emotionally strong, you need to be patient and kind to yourself. Do nothing that is of no use was smart advice from Musashi. Use your energy wisely and focus on growth and positivity instead of dwelling on problems. When you learn to trust not only your skills, but also your ability to survive and thrive, confidence flows easily. Step 3. Detach from external validation. The need for outside approval is one of the biggest things that gets in the way of real confidence. A lot of people base their sense of self-worth on what other people think, which makes their confidence sensitive to changes in what other people think. The lessons of Miyamoto Musashi can help you break free from this dependence in deep ways. Musashi was a fierce fighter who had a strong need to be alone. He wrote, "Respect the Buddhas and gods, but don't depend on them." He believes that real strength and courage come from inside, not from outside sources. To build your own confidence, you need to learn to let go of the need for other people to like you. Detachment doesn't mean not caring. It means putting your own thoughts and ideals ahead of other people's quick judgments. Start by thinking about what drives you. Are you working toward your goals because you care about them, or because you want to show off to someone else? You can stop worrying about what other people think of you when your actions are in line with your true wants and ideals. This idea was shown by Musashi's life. He didn't want fame or attention. All he cared about was getting better at what he did and living by his code. In the same way, you can build a sense of self-worth that isn't dependent on approval from other people by putting your own growth and honesty first. A useful way to stop relying on outside approval is to practice self-affirmation. Remind yourself of how valuable you are, no matter what other people think. Create a strong conversation with yourself that supports and encourages you. This doesn't mean ignoring helpful criticism. It means putting it through your own ideals and judgment. Musashi also said that keeping things simple was important. He lived a simple life without any extraneous things bothering him. People often feel even more need for approval on social media these days, as they look for likes and comments to feel important. You can depend less on shallow approval if you simplify your life and focus on important connections and activities. So, letting go of outside approval gives you the power to live your true self. When your faith comes from inside, it can't be shaken. As Musashi taught, real power comes from being able to rely on ourselves and having a close relationship with our inner selves. As you learn detachment, you'll feel a deep freedom and confidence that can't be taken away by what other people think. Step 4. Face your fears intentionally. A warrior named Miyamoto Musashi thought that facing your fears head-on was the best way to build your confidence. He thought that fear comes from not knowing what will happen or not being ready for it, and that having the skills and attitude to handle any situation weakens fear. We often feel afraid when we don't think we're ready or able to handle something. The cure is to practice on purpose and be exposed to things that scare us. Starting small by focusing on one fear you want to get rid of and breaking it down into steps you can handle can help you feel more confident and less afraid. Musashi's philosophy also says that when you're scared, you should be aware, watch the feeling without judging it, and ask yourself what it is trying to teach you. Getting ready is important for getting over your fears because it boosts your confidence and lowers your stress. It was also important to keep going, and Musashi told us to think less about ourselves and more about the world. Focusing on the long-term benefits of getting over our fears can help us get through the short-term pain. Facing our fears on purpose doesn't mean getting rid of them totally. It means learning to live with them and not letting them control what we do. Taking small steps toward your fears will make your confidence greater and more real. Musashi's life shows us that being brave isn't about not being afraid. It's about choosing to do something anyway. Step 5. Strengthen your body, strengthen your mind. As a fighter who stressed the need for both mental and physical discipline, Miyamoto Musashi thought that a strong body was necessary for a strong mind. He thought that mastering one part of a job helped with other parts, and that focusing on physical health would give someone the strength and mental clarity they needed to deal with life's difficulties. Working out, like lifting weights, running, or doing yoga, is a great way to boost confidence because it shows that you can handle pain and push your limits. Musashi believed in practicing simplicity and moderation, which is good for your health, your happiness, and your ability to think clearly. For the body-mind connection to get stronger, you need to breathe deeply and firmly, especially when you're feeling stressed. Moving and standing in a way that sends a message of confidence to the brain can also change how someone feels. For example, walking with purpose and keeping your back straight can change how someone feels. Musashi was very careful to take care of his body, just like he was very careful to control his thoughts. A weak body makes it harder to concentrate and bounce back from setbacks. Putting physical health first not only improves general health, but also gives you a sense of power. It's not about being perfect when you work out your body. It's about respecting and caring for the vessel that takes you through life. When you take care of your body, you set yourself up for mental clarity and unwavering confidence. Step 6. Adopt a beginner's mindset. Being confident doesn't mean you know everything. It means you're open to learning and growing along the way. Miyamoto Musashi, who studied the way of the sword all his life, showed how important it is to think like a newbie. This way of thinking lets you face problems with interest, humility, and a desire to get better, all of which are important for building real confidence. Musashi's wisdom tells us to stop being proud and sure of ourselves. He said, "In the mind of a beginner, there are many possibilities. In the mind of an expert, there are few. When you think you know everything, your confidence wanes." Having the attitude of a beginner helps you see things from different angles and be flexible when things go wrong. Having a beginner's mind means seeing loss as a normal part of growing. Early in his career, Musashi lost a lot, but he learned from each loss. In the same way, seeing mistakes as chances to learn instead of flaws in yourself makes you stronger and more sure of your ability to get better. Another trait of the beginner's mind is curiosity. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this when you face a struggle? This way of thinking changes fear of failing into joy for what you might find. For example, when you're learning a new skill, don't stress about doing a great job. Instead, enjoy the process of exploring it. Musashi also talked about how important it is to be disciplined when you are learning. He kept studying, improving his skills, and trying out new tactics even after he was a master swordsman. When you decide to practice regularly, understanding that hard work will pay off in the long run, your confidence grows. Try doing something that isn't in your comfort zone. This will help you think like a beginner. Starting from the very beginning makes you humble and pushes you to learn more. Whether you're learning a new language, starting an artistic hobby, or exploring a new area of knowledge. It also helps you remember that change takes a lifetime. If you think like a beginner, you can let go of the need to be great and enjoy the joy of always learning new things. The lessons that Musashi taught us tell us that the only way to really master something is to keep learning. This way of thinking encourages real confidence that comes from being curious, flexible, and eager to learn. Step 7. Live with integrity. Being honest in your daily life is very important for building inner power and confidence. Being true to yourself and acting in line with your views is what it means, instead of blindly following what other people expect of you. When someone is sure that their decisions, even when they are hard, are in line with their values, they can be confident. To live an honest life, you should figure out what your core values are, and then check your deeds to see if they are in line with them. Musashi lived a disciplined and steadfast life because he never gave up on his beliefs for ease of use or personal gain. Being consistent helps you respect yourself, which is the basis of confidence. Being honest with yourself about your skills and weaknesses without passing judgment is another part of having integrity. Regularly thinking about yourself helps you stay on track and in line with your goals. To live an honest life, you need to have courage, especially when other people are pressuring you. Putting authenticity over approval builds trust that can't be shaken by what other people say. Integrity leads to inner peace, which gets rid of the inner strife that makes you lose confidence. Musashi's teachings show that honesty is not only a moral quality, but also a way to have complete faith in yourself. Being honest with yourself is the best way to build a strong, purposeful, and sure of yourself life. By doing these things and thinking about what Musashi taught, you can build real confidence from within and find the strength, knowledge, and honesty that are already there.